Why is this man taking so long? I swear. Yeah, you be taking bad long.
What you laughing at?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you just seem like you got a little delay, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Probably, but
No, I got you now. You know you don't have delay now.
oh, okay. You good. I had to turn it up a little bit. No, I
Nah,
said,
party animals. I had 125 people already signed in when I went live. Hadn't even said nothing yet.
yeah, because that's another thing too that's good with you having to go live. You got 59,000 followers.
Yeah,
Like that's gonna work in our favor.
for sure. Yeah.
So now that I was saying you take that long. I said go live and you took forever to come online.
No, I didn't. I pushed it right when you said it. I was waiting for you to invite me.
Oh, I think
I told you
it might
it
take a
was
while.
already 125 people on there when I went on live before you even came on. I had to say shit. 125 people had already popped up.
Okay.
I mean, it don't went down now, but they'll come back in probably when we start talking. They done went way down. They all done signed off. There's only 17 on there now.
Yeah, that's cool though. I'm not really like I just want to go live on here because I can't go live on YouTube right now.
And this is better, anyways. This is better than YouTube.
Yeah. Well, I'm still gonna when I get my YouTube followers up, I'm gonna still go live on YouTube. But
Yeah.
I feel like because after I go live here, I'm gonna have to save it and then put it on YouTube. With
Yeah.
on
I think you can do that.
Yeah, you can download I'm gonna have to because I'm gonna have to download it to save it and then so I can share it on YouTube and try to get my followers up on there. But
So what's cracking?
anyways, so let's get it going. It's been a while since we did this,
Yeah, it's been a minute.
but I was just thinking the other day how
And this
like
is a lot easier because we don't have to be side by side trying to both fit into the damn camera.
yeah, yeah. But I was thinking the other day like this was back in what 2016 when we tried to start this, 2017 or something like that.
Somewhere around there.
I was like, if we would have stayed consistent with it and just like really, and if I had the mindset I have now and like with the social media and all that, like we'd be one of them
Yeah, because you
podcasts. I feel like,
yeah, you really didn't like social media back then.
yeah, I still don't like social media, but I understand the tool it is.
Yeah. It's
so,
a huge tool.
so unfortunately, I have to try to use it to use it to my advantage and not let it take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
it can warp you, your mental.
Yeah, if you do the wrong thing on there, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you let it'll warp you. You start doing all kind of. I mean, but anyways.
So don't let it. Don't do no
So,
crazy shit on there. You be all right.
um, anyways. So first, I want to talk about the name of the podcast. So people, cause I only told two people that was you and Graham, and y'all both kind of gave that laugh in the beginning, like like what? And then you had to really let it sit with you for a second to understand. But I'm gonna try to I want to explain it to people who are gonna see this. Like it might seem weird, but if you like you don't have to take the explanation from me. There's a couple of them that I can send you to where you can understand what they mean. Obviously, I know what they mean, and my pops know what they mean. But there's a Jay-Z song called "Life of OJ" or something like that. I don't know if you heard it.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I heard the song yet.
Yeah, he explains it in that song like to a T what he mean what feel nigga mean. Um and then there's
Okay, yeah, I think I did hear that. I think I did. I didn't pay
and then
too close of attention to it, but I did hear it.
yeah. But another one I feel like you would like even more is there's a Malcolm X interview. If you look up on YouTube, you got your laptop next to you?
Oh yeah, no, I seen that interview. Yeah, for sure. Phil, when
Oh,
he talking about Phil nigga, yeah, and House nigga,
but
I seen that.
Okay, but do you have your laptop next to you?
No, but
Okay.
I have my other phone.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, just in case, like we want to look something up, so because I wanna fact
Yeah.
check things too. If it's something that we don't know or something, I want to be able to like look it up and be like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Got you.
But yeah, that's the best one for me is the Malcolm X interview because he
Right.
literally explains it like you can't not understand what he's saying. So
Right.
um, field nigga is literally like the field workers. They were the ones outside all day doing picking the cotton, getting beat the most, trying to run away, trying to get away because they knew what they was going through wasn't what they were supposed to be going through.
Right.
So they were the rebellious ones.
Right.
Then there's the house nigga
The
where
house.
some people would think he was a smart one because he made the best of his situation and got in good with them. But I mean, in my eyes, it's not being smart. That's just being stupid.
Back
But
then they would consider it. He would have considered it a good choice
yeah, so
back then.
but that's my main reason why I wanted to call it that because I feel like we in the sense are those field niggas. We not trying to be like we trying to do our own thing. We ain't trying to listen to what everybody telling us as far as like that's trying to hurt us put us in a negative light. You know what I'm saying? And conform to all the bull that's going on because
Right.
there's a lot of bull going on. They trying to put in our heads.
A whole lot.
So that's why I wanted to call it that. But that's my little explanation. I feel like most people, if they look it up, they'll see. So it's common. It's really common sense. But a lot of people don't got common sense. It's
Yeah,
not too
that's
common.
very true.
But the first thing I want to talk about was something a little personal. And you don't got to get too personal, but obviously, if you don't want to talk about something, you can be like, "Nah, we don't want to talk about it," and I respect that. But it's not nothing crazy. It's about my short story, the first one that I put out. I remember me and you. You kind of had a big like. It was. I understand like later on, like you understood later on when you read my second one about where I was coming from, but I had to understand too that there were things that I put in there that obviously would hurt you in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Would make you feel bad, and I just wanted to talk about that because just to give them like a personal insight about us and make them understand that this is something like that's genuine and that it's an outlet for us to kind of get our mentals right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but I wanted to ask really like because I don't think I ever really asked you um like what made you like really come around after you read the second one. I know you said I understand now. I wanted to know like what it was that really made you come around because you never really
Well,
told me.
I considered your feelings. That's why I just considered your feelings and how you were trying to deal with everything that you went through back then. And I know I wasn't trying to, just think that I was the one that was hurting because I know you were hurting, and I had to look into that. I had to realize that you went through a lot, you've seen a lot that you shouldn't have seen. Uh, I did a lot. I was young. I was I was weird. I was crazy. I was doing stuff I shouldn't have done. And I just really had to consider your feelings, and I had to understand what you were doing to try and deal with them feelings. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I came around. Even though some of the stuff hurt me, I didn't want to just think about me. I wanted to think about you and your feelings too. Because as my son, I need to do that. I need to think about your feelings as well when it comes to certain situations.
Okay.
So that's what made me come around.
Yeah, because I know it was a really even when I I didn't tell you, but I know I told Graham. Well, she already knew anyway. But I used to like just write all the time. Like it wasn't something that I ins- saw myself putting out. But it's been years been writing. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since we even moved to Florida, like I've been writing since then. So a lot of that stuff was just already there. And
Yeah.
then, but it's even though I was writing it down, it still was like, I always felt like it was like a burden that I was keeping from people, or keep not just keeping from people, just keeping. It felt like it was like I'm keeping it a
Well,
secret, so I'm keeping it.
I don't think people needed to know, but like I said, I had to consider how you felt you needed to deal with it. I mean, it ain't something that people needed to know. Like you didn't. I don't think you had to consider yourself saying you was keeping it from people. I mean, that's not really, that's not really my case in the whole situation because it ain't something people really needed to know. I mean, that was our life. We went through that. We had to deal with that, and we had to deal with it the way we deal with it at the time and now. So that's why I keep saying that I really, you felt that you had to deal with it in that way. And I just had to consider your feelings. That's all. But I don't feel like people needed to know that. I don't feel like that.
I guess I still kind of in my in my own way, I still kind of deal with that too. Like as far as like should I have said a lot of the things I did? But I'm living in a part where I'm like I can't regret things that I'm trying to that is trying to get me strong, mentally. That I'm trying to do to help myself get strong mentally. So I kind of, I definitely feel bad that it,
Baby, you come and get him?
huh?
Sorry, hold on. Peanut, go in the house. Go. Go in the house. Get in the house. Get in there.
You know, lay down.
All
Oh,
right.
my dog ain't listening either.
Go ahead.
But no, I was saying I definitely I did because I do have empathy, so I understand um where you coming from when you felt the way you did. So, but yeah, I just wanted to know because I didn't. I wanted to know a little bit why you came, what made you come. Plus, I did explain a lot in the second one, pretty much. I mean, I owned up to everything. You know what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
the second one was perfect. I mean, it was perfect. You came
I,
out, you told people why you did what you did, how you felt. It was perfect.
but yeah, so like it's crazy because it's a lot of right now, especially it's the mental health thing is real big and nobody really wants to talk about it. I know a lot of people who don't like to talk about it. I grew up with people I know who don't want to talk about it. So that's where it gets rough too because we all got to find our different ways to get through things, and but some people don't even want to try to find the
Well,
ways. You know what I'm saying?
that's when they run into all the confusion they go through as far as mental health, as far as like wanting to kill themselves and drug abuse and alcohol abuse. Because I went through that. I went through that trying to deal with certain situations growing up, and I thought the best way to deal with it was drug and alcohol abuse. That's why I went through that little phase I had, trying to deal with situations that I knew was hurting me, that I couldn't change, that I was regretting that happened. So to hide the pain, the best thing for me at that time was drugs and alcohol to hide the pain. It was a wrong thing, but that's where people come in when they don't deal with that mental. That's what happens. They get hooked on drugs, they get hooked on alcohol, they kill themselves, they commit crimes, So you got to deal with it. That's for sure. You got to deal with it. You got to try to deal with it in a positive way so you don't, fall short to them bad situations you get yourself into trying to deal with that pain. Because that pain is a bitch. I was looking at some video on TikTok the other day. The man was like, he said he liked pain, and he was like, "You like pain?" And he was like, "Yeah, because pain is real." He said when you feel pain, it's real. He said happiness can be false and faked. Love can be faked. All them other feelings, you can fake them feelings, but pain, you can't fake pain. When you in pain, that's real. You in pain. And I understood what he was saying when he was saying that. And that pain comes. Mental pain is real. That shit can hurt bad, real bad.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I swear, people already trying to. Can you see the comments on my side, or you only see your side, right?
I think you only my side. What comments do they say?
Weirdos.
Them be them trolls, man. You gotta
Yeah,
block them trolls when they talking shit like that. Just block them,
yeah, I did.
cause them they be trolls. They just
But
be coming on trying to talk shit so they can get some attention.
yeah. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I definitely wanted to, and obviously, like I said, this. I see this being like another outlet because I know you have your Spotify podcast. And like I said, I got the short stories I did, but like I feel like this could be another outlet too, just kind of getting our things out there that as far as our opinions and things that because we're gonna talk about a lot of things like not this episode, but just further ones down the road too. A lot of stuff that's going on in the world and everything. So, but I don't want to keep it. I don't want to keep it in one category. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yeah, for sure, definitely.
Everything. But we got to keep it all the way 100, all the way.
Yeah, and we got to make
But like
sure
I
that
said,
we.
if you don't want to talk about something, then you can tell me, and we won't talk about
Oh, I will.
it. Yeah.
Believe me, I will. But you good though? What you did today?
I ain't do nothing today.
You ain't work today?
Nah. I'm
No,
about to
today
start.
Sunday.
I'm about to start back full time somewhere now. So
Oh, okay, that's cool.
yeah, cause it was cool doing the Uber thing, but my car, man, I ain't trying to like it's too much on it. You know what I'm saying?
Driving too much, huh?
It's too much on the car, on me too. Like I gotta drive a long time to even try to get what I'm trying to get. So, but I'm gonna still do it.
Yeah, driving jobs can be hard. They can be hard. Any driving job can get kind of hard and overwhelming.
But
Even though I never had one, but I know they can.
nah, they definitely can. So anyway, the next thing, which kind of stems from the first thing we were talking about, but um, and this don't have to get personal. This is more like I'm asking your opinion, obviously. Um, what do you think? What you smoking?
Cigar.
Oh, you you're smoking cigars now?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Man,
cigar.
hey, turn that
Hey,
down a little bit, man.
huh?
The music,
Oh, is it loud?
a little bit.
That's better.
Plus, listen, the music thing, you can't. If I'm gonna put it on YouTube, the music is not gonna. YouTube got so
Okay,
many
can you
rights.
hear it? Can you hear it now? It's gone, right?
Now I don't hear nothing. But YouTube be picking up on that. They'll hear something in the background and be like they'll mute the whole damn video.
These guys do that sometimes too. I wasn't thinking. TikTok will do that too.
Oh yeah.
hmm You be going live, you got music in the background, all of a sudden they cut that shit off.
Yeah. Shoot, man, we can't be having that, man. We can't be having that. Cause
Let you
it's
use it.
funny because you okay on a side topic. Have you been seeing any? You probably don't watch too many podcasts, do you?
I don't watch them. I listen to some of them, but I don't watch them much.
Well, I, like I've been doing, my research on podcasts and everything just to keep myself,
I
up to
watched
date.
a couple of this one guy. I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name right offhand, but I've been watching him lately. He's a spiritual dude. He don't really believe in religion. He just believe in God, but he believe in God in certain ways. And I can't think of his name. I have to remember his name one day. But I've been watching him a lot, which is why I believe what I believe now when it comes to you know spirituality and God. He's one of the reasons. A few other reasons is why.
We can
And
get.
and I've been listening. Huh?
I said we can get into that then too if you want
Yeah.
to.
And I've been listening to somebody I thought I didn't like back in the days because she was a Republican. But now she been making mad sense, boy. I've been like,
Oh,
God
you
damn,
definitely
Candace. I think her name is Candace
Candace
Owens. I think.
Owen.
Yeah, Candace
Candace
Owens.
Owen. I've heard a few of her. I've actually heard a few of her lately. She got some points. I'm not like you just said with the religion thing. I'm the same way with the politic thing. It's the same thing. There, I don't see I don't see Republican, Democrat, and all that. It's just these. It's it's coming down to morals. What's morally right and what's morally wrong. It don't
Well,
matter what side you're on.
I'm starting to believe more like that too. See, because back in the days, I was kind of closed minded because I was like, I don't like any Republican, no matter what they say. But I've been trying to, that's been kind of changing my mind too. Because when you hear certain Republicans speak, they be making mad sense. And I be like, okay, this got to be like a moral thing right here. This got to be like a worldwide type thing, not a Democrat or Republican thing. You just got to follow the people who make the most sense. That's the way I feel.
Listen, I don't want to get off track because a lot of the stuff you're talking about is I got for other episodes. So we keep it, but I understand what you're saying because like it, it's a whole bunch it's a whole bunch going on with both sides trying to push this and push that, and it's hard to get into because like I said, this I don't want to get too much into this topic because it's for another episode. But
Well,
I could go
change it then.
huh?
Change it. Go back to what you was talking about.
I could change it. I
We can
could
wait
change it.
for another
But
day. We'll wait
we
for
got
another
off
day.
track because I wanted to talk about the music thing real quick. But you was when you was playing the music, there Drake, he was on this podcast with this up and coming podcaster, right? And
Hmm.
um I guess he started playing somebody's song in her podcast.
Hmm.
And then the whole episode had got taken down because it was the rights of the song. She didn't have
Right.
the rights to it, so she was either gonna have to pay for putting the song out because of the rights, pay for it, or take the whole video down.
Right.
But
Right.
they're talking about they're talking about Drake had did it on purpose, so he could get the video taken down. But anyways, I don't want our video getting taken down. So
Yeah. So
that's why I put in the title. I didn't put the whole. I had to put the stars.
I can't even see your title actually.
Well, you can't because you live with me.
Right. I was looking for it, but I can't see it. I'm gonna have to make sure I put the title before like next time. You just tell me what the title will be, and I'll put it on mine too.
Oh, okay. But this is this is the beginning. I feel like I said, if we stay consistent, I think this can be something because ain't nobody doing the duo. Ain't there's no father
You,
son
you,
duo out there. I feel like
you
that's a big
calling it a
thing.
podcast, right?
Yeah,
Okay, what's the title of the podcast though? You got to name each episode, but what's the title of the podcast?
Field Nigga Podcast.
But then that makes it seem like you're always talking about the subject of field niggas and
You're right. I should have put episode one
field niggas. That's what
after
you should
that.
have put. Right, you should have put episode one field niggas.
No,
But
no.
then
The podcast is Field Nigga Podcast. I should have put Field Nigga Podcast episode one, and
no,
then we
wait.
go into talking about what we talking about.
Okay, but listen,
But I'll
listen.
do that on the YouTube.
No, listen to me. So you got a okay. You for the title of the podcast, it's got to be like a okay, Phil nigga, that just seems like you're just talking about Phil nigga every time. Like, why would it be
Yeah,
called
because
Phil nigga?
that's if you're not understanding the meaning of the word.
So explain to me why you would call the whole podcast Phil nigga.
It's the meaning behind the name as far as what the podcast is. The things we talk about in the podcast is about us being somewhat of,
Field nigga.
yeah, as far as us not conforming, us being a rebellion in a sense, like to talk about what we want to talk about, how we want to talk about it, whatever topic it is.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we live in a world today where everybody getting canceled for something. You can't talk about certain things because
Right.
it's
Right.
sensitive. You know
Got
what
you.
I'm
Got
saying?
you. I understand. Yeah.
So that's
So
why it's
let's
like
hope,
that.
hope
So,
we
but
don't get canceled. We're talking about some of the things we might talk about.
what happened?
I said, well, let's hope we don't get deleted or canceled for some of the things that we might talk about.
I mean, if we do, then we're doing something right, I guess. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I don't want to get canceled. I want to do some. I want to do something right and not get canceled. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Because I definitely want to talk about this identity crisis that's going on in the world.
Oh
I
my god.
definitely want to talk about that
That
shit.
see, you bringing up all this stuff. I try to separate certain things. I gotta have to make a whole new list of something to talk about next time because you bringing it all up.
That's all right. We can talk about it next time or another time. It's just an ideal right now. It's just telling you what's on my mind.
Yeah,
We ain't gonna talk about the whole situation. I'm just saying we're gonna talk about it one day.
it's crazy,
But
crazy.
that shit is driving me up the fucking wall, man. It's driving me crazy to hear that shit. These people out here with all this identity
Okay,
crisis
okay,
shit.
okay, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go to my second topic because you getting all the way like you about to make me go crazy too. But the second thing I wanted to talk about was actually it was like we kind of got into it from the first topic, but I wanted to ask you what you thought as far as because it's to me it's not really an opinion based because there's actually facts that back it up, but people do have opinions on so much things nowadays. So I gotta ask, but do you think that the things you go through coming up as a child affect you as an adult?
Not my actions, maybe my
Huh?
thoughts. Maybe my thoughts, but not my actions. Like it affects me as an adult because I think about it. I think about it and wish I could have not done it the way I did it, or wish it could have been done different, or I could have corrected it before something bad happened. Shit like that. But it doesn't affect the way I act. I mean, because I won't do something today and be like, oh, I wouldn't have done it if I wouldn't have went through that when I was a kid. No, I don't think like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
See,
Yeah, I don't think.
this is where it gets kind of difficult for some people because I personally believe that it does in a sense, not completely, but
Well, it
if
may it may affect
if
some
you
people that way, but not everybody. It don't affect me that
okay,
way.
I feel like the majority it does. It don't obviously it don't everybody, but I feel like it does the majority to me, in my opinion. And this is not me just saying it as an opinion either, because I actually took psychology classes, and I'm not an expert. I don't want to say that I am because I'm not. I didn't even complete the class. But
Okay, let
the
me
thing,
interrupt you. So let me interrupt you and ask you a question. So you would make a choice right now as an adult, 30 something years old. You would make a choice because of something you went through as a child.
no,
Okay.
subconsciously, people make choices sometimes without realizing because of something that happened to them when they were a kid.
I,
I'm not
I don't
saying
I don't understand that. You have to explain that more to me.
okay, like I
Subconsciously,
said,
like I
I'm
don't.
not okay. Now let me explain. I'm not an expert, but the things I did learn in psychology, there's a theory called nature versus nurture. Have you heard of it before?
Yeah,
Okay,
I haven't
so
listened to it, but I've heard of it.
okay, well, the nature versus nurture theory is that we are affected by both sides, nature and nurture. Nature being who we grew up with, our parents, our bloodline. Nurture being the environment that we come up in.
Right.
So, like I said, I didn't take the class that long, but from what I did learn, um, they have evidence that supports them more so than a lot of other theories. It's not they say that's not a proven theory either, but it's more of like a 98% proven theory that the things that people go through when they're young, it affects them as an adult, and not like you said. how you explained it, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna make a decision right now, and it's because of what I went through when I was young. No, they don't. They're not doing it in that sense. That's consciously. Subconsciously, somebody might be going through something or making mistakes or choices that they don't realize has a deep uh, effect on them from when they were younger. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna explain this. I think I sent it to you, but there's it's called the Willie Lynch letter. Did I send that to you?
You might. I think you might have. I'm not sure though. I might. You
I'll
got to
send it
send
to
it
you
again
again,
so
but
I can read it.
you can look this up yourself as well. These things, these, like I said, I'm not an expert. There's just things that, like you said, you're starting to see things differently when when you watch this guy on the podcast with the spiritual thing and all that. So things are becoming different for us because we live in a world where it's all confusion and people trying to pull you one way and pull you the other way. We just have to go with our gut sometimes and what we feel and what makes sense to us.
Right.
And because if we just let people pull us anyway, we're just gonna be following everybody all over the place.
Right.
But if I feel like people who are logic in their mind and they have a sense of intelligence is something that's can come in anybody. Like intelligence is something I feel like is like a spiritual thing. It's God given thing. And if you read the letter, it makes sense because they talk about this is back when they first started slavery. The letter is saying how they're gonna make slaves and how they're gonna make them continue to be slaves for 400 plus years, like literally. And what did we do? We became slaves for 400 plus years. So it's basically saying that they call it classical slavery now, or classic, what is it? Classical slavery? I think is what it is. It's where you just, you're literally doing things to these people consistently every day, and then everything that happens to them is going to happen to their generation and then their generation. The strategic things that they did to the slaves back then was purposeful to so that they could that our brains today would be still thinking the same way.
Right. Yeah, because they purposely brainwashed the slaves back then, so
Yeah,
it could be
and it's a
carried on from
genetic thing.
generation to generation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it becomes a genetic thing.
Religion was one of them. They use religion that way.
I know that's the point I'm trying to make when I talk about that. That brings me back to the question I asked you. If you thought that what people went through when they were young affects them when they're adults, it's the same thing with that letter.
Well,
They,
yeah, I get what you're saying. I think of it. I don't think it's the exacts. I think it's a little bit different though. I get what you're saying though,
I'm not
and
saying it's I agree with you. It's not the whole thing. It's not the whole picture, but it does affect us because when you look at things, we try to
yeah,
figure out.
yeah.
We're trying to figure out things with people we love, right? That when they're going through something, they doing something. We know a person like that. Me and you personally, they going through things and we don't understand why.
Right,
And then
right.
you know we
And
feel like they
that's the example I said of some people will let their childhood affect them into adulthood. And that's what that person is doing. She's letting her childhood affect her when she really doesn't have to. That's really her choice.
well,
I don't think it's a brainwash type thing because she knows right from wrong. She knows how to make choices. And she's just making the wrong choices and she's blaming it on her childhood. That's how I feel about it. Once you become an adult,
these people,
you
some
start
people,
making
not- nobody specific, but some people.
right. No, yeah, some people. I mean, once you become an adult, you got to take responsibility of your own actions. You got
And
to start making choices that makes your life better.
I
You have
agree
to
with
start
that.
doing that.
I agree with that, but I feel like when I read a letter like that, and I feel like I want you to really look it up. I'm gonna send it to you if you don't look it up. But when I read a letter like that, it gives me an understanding to a point where it's like you have to really work yourself out of the things that affected you. You really have to. It takes
Yeah,
hard work, but
that's right. You're right about that.
at the
You
same
have to.
time, at the same time, it's a part of us that the that part of what I was telling you about, that part is still there. It affects us still. it's hard to get something that's been affecting a race of people for so many years out of your system. It's just not
Yeah,
gonna happen overnight for
right.
sure.
For being brainwashed, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's literally a brainwash. So how do
How do you feel that's a brainwash? That's not really a brainwash. What we're talking about with
what the
the slavery situation, yeah, that's a
oh,
brainwash.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
yeah, that's a brainwash for sure.
That
Definitely.
that's 400 plus years of that. It's not
Exactly.
just gonna it's gonna even
They,
me and
they,
you today. We still
they,
have some of that effectiveness in us. We might not
but
want to admit it.
no, yeah, because that was, cause like I said, because they were so brainwashed and they were programmed so bad that it just carried from generation to generation. So
Yeah, psychologically,
we act a
psychologically.
certain right psychologically. We act a certain way of our slaves that our ancestors act psychologically. We act that way sometimes because they were so brainwashed. But that
Yeah.
was uncontrollable, though. That was they were made to act in certain ways, made to do things against their will. They were
Okay.
made to do that stuff. Like when
I
you're
see what you
growing
think
up
I'm
as a
trying to do
child,
too.
listen,
You think
hold up. When you're growing up as a child, you're not made to do anything. You're just following what you see. You're not in these days. I'm talking about in these normal days.
okay.
You're not made to do anything. Like we didn't make me and Tawana didn't make you do nothing as a child. You just seen shit that you wasn't supposed to see, and it affected you.
Okay.
But we didn't
Now
make you act in
you're
any way.
you're okay. I understand, but you're I'm not trying to make it an excuse for it. You're feeling. I think you feel like I'm trying to make an excuse for it. I'm just trying to explain the process and how it still affects us. Yes, we weren't made to do anything. Nobody was made to do anything. A lot of us weren't made to do anything. But it's
Right.
still the same concept because even back those things that were affecting our ancestors, they still affect us to this day, whether we want to try to admit it or not. It does. It affects us. But we do have what you're saying. We do have a better way to break out of it nowadays, and some of us choose not to. So I understand
Right.
what
Because
you're saying.
we have our free will. We have more control of our free will now than we did when we were slaves.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
way more
So
control of
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I get you. I get you. But I'm still not gonna be blind to the fact of these things that still affect us today. And they're still putting certain things and using certain tactics that they used back then now with the government
it.
and like, so it's still being
Yeah,
used to us.
absolutely.
It's just being used in a different way. So it's still hard to try to get out of certain mental mindsets and break free of that when it's still being used effectively towards us, and not in just generations that are coming after us are going to be even affected even more. So
Okay, yeah. I mean, and I think we're still trying thinking about it in two different ways too. You're thinking of it as a whole, as like the world, like many people,
of
like
course I
all of us
am.
as our people. Like that's what you're thinking about. I think I'm thinking more like on an individual side.
Yeah, I'm
Like
not talking about
so
individual. I'm talking about as a whole. Yeah,
right, like more as a whole, yeah, I get what you're
but
saying
as a
for
whole,
sure.
it still affects us. It affects us
Yeah,
as a
for
whole.
sure. As a whole, people, as our culture, our people, our black people, yes, it's still affect, and we're going through some of the same shit. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, I do. And the government is still using the tactic they were using 400 something years ago to try and control us. Absolutely, I agree with you on that. Absolutely,
So
yep,
then
yep.
there's my answer. Then
Yeah.
there's my answer.
So mom just texted me and said something to me.
This man, he's something
It's
else.
like a book.
Huh?
I say it's like a book. I'll read it when we done.
Oh, the Willie Lynch letter.
No, mom just texted
Oh,
me.
what Graham
Mom,
said to you?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'll read it.
You talked to her today?
Nah, not yet. Actually, I'm gonna call her when we're done. See what's up with her.
You had to work. You didn't work today. Well, how was the meeting?
All was good. The meeting was it's cool. I mean, we doing some stuff. We got a lot of events coming up. We were trying to get straight and organize and figure out who's gonna do what, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that. Some rise. Regular meeting. Just talk about what's coming up. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. So that was a good combo. My ass starting to hurt. How long
Oh,
was that? Were you able to record that?
uh, nah, I don't record it. It just when it's done, I'm gonna have to download it, and it'll tell me how long the time was.
But when it's done, they'll give you an option to record or download, right?
Yeah. The thing is just
Yeah.
download.
And then you can share it on your YouTube and Facebook wherever you want to share it.
Yeah.
Is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah. I'm gonna upload it to YouTube and then
All
share it from
right.
Facebook.
Okay, so just let the
You
people
tired?
know this. Huh?
I said you tired?
My ass getting starting to hurt sitting in this chair.
Oh, you should have picked a softer chair.
Well, I got to figure out. I don't really want to do it in the house because I'll be talking over everything, the TV and whatever.
Oh, nah, yeah.
So I
Well,
got to do
I
it
guess
outside. And I got these
well, I have
small
one more
chairs
topic,
already.
but I guess we can wait till next time. You have to get a comfortable chair next time.
Yeah, yeah. I'll do that. We'll try again next Sunday, and I'll make sure I'm more comfortable. Because this chair is hurting my freaking ass. Um,
Okay,
yeah.
but next week though, we're gonna get into the real stuff.
But just let me know what we're talking
Coming.
about so I can have my thoughts together and whatever
So you want
we
me to let
talk.
you know?
Well, you got to. I don't want to just be rambling about situations that I know a lot of stuff, but I don't know
That's why I
everything.
said
So,
bring the. That's why I said have a laptop with you. I felt like it would be better that way. But I guess if you want me to tell
well,
you,
I mean, yeah, we can look
I'll
up
give you like
whatever.
one topic.
Huh?
I'll give you like one topic.
That's cool. All right, do that. But we gonna end this right here then, right now,
Cause your butt hurt.
cause yeah, and I'm ready to go in the house. I'm ready to get off this porch. I'm ready to go in the house. But that was a good topic
You
though.
got
It
a
was like
meeting
a
every
half an
Sunday?
hour, 45 minutes.
About a half hour.
How long you wanted to last? 2 hours?
Just as long as it need to.
As long as we interested in what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, and your butt don't hurt.
Okay, so next Sunday we'll prepare. We'll prepare better next Sunday.
I'm prepared. You the one not prepared.
I'll prepare next Sunday better. Okay, son.
And some of the things you was about to talk about today anyway, we're gonna have next week. So
Okay.
you'll really get it. You'll be able to get into it.
Yeah, I will. I will.
All right
That
then.
was a good topic, though. What you just talked about today. That was a good topic. I was
Yeah.
nervous for a minute, but it was a good topic.
What you can't get
Because
nervous,
I
man.
ain't want I ain't want to talk about too much about it. We talked enough about it.
That's
You
the
know what I'm
thing
saying? I ain't
too.
want to get too deep about it.
But that's the thing. If we're gonna use this as an outlet to try to get our,
Yeah, but we ain't gonna be talking about a whole bunch of personal shit either, though. We're gonna use it as an outlet, but we ain't
I'm not
talking about a
saying
whole
I'm
bunch
not
of personal
saying
shit.
I'm not talking about just personal stuff. I'm just talking about just in general, just stuff that need to be talked about.
Yeah, no, I ain't got no problem with that. We can talk about mostly anything you want to talk about, but I just, when it comes to ourselves, like I'm not gonna get too personal about myself. You know what I'm saying? I can tell some
We didn't
things,
get
but
too
not.
personal. We
Yeah,
didn't get too personal.
that's why I said I got a little nervous because that's a subject that could have gotten a little bit too personal to what we just talked about today when we first started. That could
Well,
have gotten a little bit.
if you notice how I control the situation, I didn't make it let it get personal. And then
You're
when you
right.
you you was about to get into something, I said, yeah, well, just in general. Remember, I had to stop
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. You're right.
just
Yeah,
calm down.
yeah. You got it.
Take a chill pill. You feel me?
I'm about to go take one right now because you see this motherfucker's empty, right? I'm about to go take one right now.
They better not. They better not. They better not cut this video short with you cussing like that either.
Nah, it's good. They ain't gonna cut it. It's only one or two. It ain't like we sit here cussing back and forth. I done seen people do this and cuss the whole damn time they on here.
Oh, okay. All right, then. I'll holler at you then.
All right, bro. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.